The God of War series might be at a crossroads. We just got a new update about the next God of War game. If you watch my latest video on God of War, I spoke about how Kratos might be headed to Egypt. Well, according to the source that actually corroborated the story, it might not be that Kratos is headed to Egypt. However, the next God of War game will be set in Greece and it will feature a younger Kratos, which immediately whenever I heard that, I was like, this has got to be the remake that he's talking about, or a remaster. We have a lot to cover, so check the video chapters for easy viewing. Also, I'm giving away a PlayStation 5 at 175k subscribers. If you're looking to enter, check the pinned comment for those details, and let's get into it. So yeah, jumping right into the news, this is actually coming from the Insider Gaming podcast, and Tom Henderson, who is one of the insiders that corroborated the story about Kratos heading to Egypt, well, he has since clarified his stance on the podcast, and this is what he had to say. And I quote, "I do need to apologize because last week there was a bit of a blunder. There was a rumor about God of War set in Egypt. I kind of corroborated that." He then went on to mention that some of the stuff that he says should be taken with a grain of salt, as it's just stuff that he's heard in rumblings. He continued on by saying, "But yeah, so we did that God of War rumor last week, and then I got a message in the morning, like a couple of hours before the podcast went live, and from what I've been told, it isn't set in Egypt, it's actually set in Greece, and it's going to be a younger Kratos this time." He continued on with saying apparently the storyline's more to do with his relationship with his father and all of that kind of stuff, but he doesn't really know the details beyond that point. He said then there were rumblings of a remaster or a remake at one point for the whole Greek trilogy, so maybe they're going to do a remaster and then like a fourth game or something, or a reboot or something like that, who knows. To which somebody else on the podcast said, "Yeah, it sounds like a prequel," and Tom said, "That's what I'm hearing at the moment," which he's talking about just the fact that whatever they're doing next could be a remaster, a remake, or an entirely new game that is a prequel. So to kind of unpack that news, first and foremost, I do think that we're going to get a remaster or a remake of some sort. Right now, I'm kind of leaning more on the remaster side of things just because it would be much easier to do a remaster than it would be to do a full remake from the ground up, which we have a big anniversary for God of War coming up. It's the 20th anniversary, which that'll be celebrated this year, which if you've watched my channel, you know I've reported on rumblings of a 20th anniversary remastered collection for the Greek Saga games releasing this year, and it could be revealed as early as the State of Play, which is rumored for this month. Future West chiming in to fix this video. I actually pre-recorded this one. I was talking about the rumor of a State of Play as well as a God of War Remastered Collection being at this showcase. Well, we got official confirmation that a PlayStation State of Play is happening tomorrow, and here are the details. So PlayStation posted State of Play returns tomorrow, February 12th. Tune in at 2 p.m. PT or 5 p.m. ET for news and updates on great games coming to PlayStation 5. They then continue to confirm that the show celebrates a creative and unique selection of exciting games from studios around the world. And we got confirmation on the duration of the State of Play, which that will be a 40-minute show, which is really exciting. Now, I actually recorded this video on the 10th of February, and we're on the 11th right now. And in the previous video, I spoke about how we could be getting a prequel game in the God of War series, because according to Tom Henderson, he said that the next game will actually delve into the relationship with Kratos and his father, which like we've already had those games. So I'm guessing what Tom Henderson was meaning was this was like either like a potential teaser, or maybe he's not very knowledgeable on the God of War story. But yeah, that tells me that whatever we're getting will be a remaster or a remake of some sorts. Which just brings us to the biggest news today, and this is according to Feeling Examination on Reddit. And this user actually leaked the Hell Is Us release date as well as quietly leaked the Ninja Gaiden reveal. And according to that user, they say that a God of War Greek Saga remaster is coming to this week's State of Play. So according to Feeling Examination, they posted on Reddit, Hell Is Us launches on September 4th, 2025, and release date is on the 14th of February, according to the State of Play. They said, heard it from someone, it's no source yet, but don't delete it until we get the release date. I am pretty confident. And in the replies, Feeling Examination said this, and I quote, "I only want to be tier 1, which that is like tier 1 leaker on the Reddit. And then they said, maybe I should say that God of War Remastered are there. Some type of collection releasing this year. I don't know the date, but probably sooner than expected." So now that we know that a State of Play from PlayStation is happening tomorrow, we are mere hours away from knowing whether or not we're getting a remake or a remaster. Now, according to this leaker as well as Tom Henderson, it sounds like a remaster is what we're going to get, which honestly, if they do a remaster, it makes the most sense, which is about to be the 20th anniversary of the God of War series, which that takes place on March 22nd, I think it is. So yeah, it totally makes sense for them to announce a remaster and then release it this March. But I do think that there's still a possibility that a remake remake is in the works as well. I'm talking like a from the ground up remake. There's been multiple rumors of a full-on remake happening for like a while now. The last one was like a few months ago. I actually reported on the channel that we'd be getting a God of War 1 remake, like from the ground up remake, but then that collection would also include games like God of War 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, and Ghosts of Sparta and Ascension, which according to that previous leak, the development is being handled by Nixxes Software, who is allegedly working on the remake and who are working in collaboration with Santa Monica Studios. Now, the previous leak mentioned that it would be revealed in March of 2025 as a part of the 20th anniversary of God of War. So yeah, it's hard saying what they're going to do. Like in some ways, I hope that tomorrow we just get a big remake reveal where we get the Greek Saga games with the gameplay style of the later God of War games. So basically take God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, but put them in Greece. Like that would be an absolutely wild announcement if we got that tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen. Like right now, from what we've heard from the new leak that just dropped and from Tom Henderson, I am leaning more in on the remaster side of things, and we just get a big collection that releases next month. But now let's talk about the overall expectations. With it being just a remaster collection, I wouldn't expect like anything major outside of like some graphical changes. As much as I would love to see a full from the ground up remake for all of the God of War games, that's just not feasible. Like it's not going to happen. If anything, they're just going to give us a remake of the first one, and then the rest of the games would just be graphical overhauls. Now, one of the exciting aspects of it just being a remastered collection is the possibility of a PC release. Right now on PC, the only way to play the original God of War games is via emulation. So for the majority of gamers on PC, they've only really experienced God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. And both God of War 2018 and Ragnarok sold really well on the Steam marketplace. So having a remastered collection for God of War available on Steam would just be awesome. Like it would be the best timeline. Like being able to play all of the God of War games that I've been wanting to play on PC without emulation is a dream come true. Now with this game being released as early as March, there are some concerns that I've had. Now Nixxes Software along with Santa Monica Studios are the ones who are rumored to be developing the remastered collection. Now for pretty much the entire history of Nixxes Software releases, I've really not been concerned at all. Like there's been so many games that Nixxes Software has released on the Steam marketplace that have been absolutely incredible ports, except the Spider-Man 2 port. Now Spider-Man 2 port has currently got mixed reviews on Steam right now, mainly because of the bad optimization. Now I'm not going to say that like Nixxes Software is going to get the God of War remastered collection wrong. Like I don't think that's going to happen because it is just a remaster, and Spider-Man 2 in scale is just a way bigger game than any of the God of War games. But I would just keep that in mind as we approach the potential reveal and launch of this remastered collection. So what happens if we don't get a remastered collection revealed during the state of play tomorrow? Like, well, for one thing, the leaker that said that it's getting revealed tomorrow is going to be dead wrong. He will not get tier 1 status. I have a feeling that he will be right though, because we're so close to the anniversary. Like we know PlayStation will do something because it's the 20th anniversary. Like it would be wild to not do anything. But if they decide not to give us a reveal, then I would say our next best bet would be during the anniversary week of God of War, which the 20th anniversary of God of War, as I've mentioned, is I believe March 22nd. I think it's just sometime in March. So straight up, if we don't get the remastered collection revealed during the state of play and we only get a remake, I still think a collection is coming, but it'll just be announced and revealed on the day of the 20th anniversary, and then they just hot drop the launch. And honestly, I might actually prefer that. Like if there is a remake in the works, which again, I don't know if it is or not. Like imagine like Kratos walking on screen and he just starts raging out in a cinematic, kind of like what we had with the reveal for God of War 2018, where Atreus walks in the house and then Kratos gets revealed to the screen. Like imagine that same thing happening, but instead it's like Kratos like just breaking something. Like that would just be awesome. But again, it's hard saying what they're going to do. Hopefully we get that big reveal tomorrow. I will be live streaming the state of play tomorrow once it goes live. I'll likely start streaming about 30 to 40 minutes early, so definitely be there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe with your noties on, and until next time, this has been Wes. I will talk to you guys in the next video.